Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to Project Storm. That's what we got going on here. It's like the never-ending job. I'm not kidding. It just keeps spiraling, but I've done this before. Just got to be patient. Today's video, we're going to be working on the Wi-Fi out to my shop. And my shop is about 300 foot away from where I'm standing right now. And there's no great path to get there because I'm gearing up to install Starlink because my internet sucks. You can see I've got this tower right here, which I've only had the cojones to climb about halfway up, and then I just feel like it's just gonna fall over. I don't know if you can even see me anymore. Anyways, that's where my Starlink is gonna go. It's a great spot for it. It gets it up in the air. You know, I need to find that satellite. So what I decided was getting a man lift is gonna be the best bet for that instead of climbing it, because I need to run a conduit up there and whatever. That's gonna be another video. So let me show you what I got going on right now. So I have a bunch of landscaping work that I'm doing in here, but I need to get all the infrastructure in first before I could finish this up. Previously installed Wi-Fi. I cored a hole through the house, put an LB in, shot down a piece of 3/4 inch PVC, and this just kind of weaved through some of the old landscaping, so it's kind of crooked. And the problem was there was a huge pine tree right there that I've obviously since removed. I feel like a f***ing bald eagle right now. So I couldn't go straight through that because the roots and the stump. So I kind of went around it. So today what I want to do is put in a straight trench right out to the path that we're going to go down, which I'll show you here in a minute. Otherwise, this thing just lays right on the grass and is very vulnerable to getting hit with the lawnmower. So what I've been doing is just mowing next to it. Now I want to show you the path here. I don't know how hard it is to see on camera, but there's a path coming through, and that line is just laying over here on the side. Then I'm going to come through right here. I got like a land bridge. I got a sediment pond right there, and then I have the inlet, which is all dried out right now because the water's so low, to the main pond. Now this tree right here, you can see it's pretty crooked. It just dives over, and it's kind of smack dab in the middle of this path. I don't know how that kind of got let go and got so big, but I want to actually remove that tree. Not today, but I'm going to cut that trench right through here, so I don't care if I hit those roots. And then you can see the shop up there. Then coming up to the shop, when I installed this pad right here in the landscaping for the RV project, I basically set up all of the RV hookups. I did that in a video a while back for my dad's RV. I ran a piece of 3/4 with another LB that goes into the barn. It goes underneath all of this, and it stubs out in this little hole right here, which is kind of filled in with muck. But there is a conduit in here. It's just kind of buried a little bit, but I just have to trench out of that hole all the way down through the woods back up to the house, and I'm going to lay 3/4 inch PVC in that entire trench and re-pull this line. Getting winded. So it's going to be a lot of work, but it needs to get done. Being that it's a low voltage cable, it doesn't have to be that deep. I'm only going to go like 8 to 10 inches with this thing just so the pipe doesn't pop out of the ground. Doesn't necessarily have to be in the pipe. It's a direct burial cable, but with rodents and everything else, it's just one of those things that eventually something's going to chew through it. It's going to short out. I'll be digging it all up again, destroying my yard. So I'm going to throw it in conduit, do it right. Then I can just pull it right. Damn. I can just pull it right over. So enough chit chat. Let's get started. Getting bugs. All right, I got half of the trench in, I would say. So again, right where that turns, I'm gonna cut that and tie in, and that's already going up there. There's gonna be landscaping over this, so even though it's kind of shallow, that's okay. Comes through just over the top of the two 1-inch PVCs that is for the solar panels. A couple of videos back, I had some damage to the downspout right here, the underground, so I went ahead and fixed that up. And then I'm going to put a little stub up pipe right there, because eventually I want to put a gutter on that main roof that comes down. I don't want all that water just dumping on the porch roof. Just really not good for those shingles. But that whole thing will all be covered in stone. You won't even see it except for just a little pipe sticking up. And I kind of got sidetracked yesterday. It's actually a couple days later since I started this video. This all had stone, and really, I wouldn't even call it landscaping. It was disgusting. But me and the girls actually got in here and dug up all that stone, got it sitting in a nice pile right here on the tarp. Then I was able to get all this graded out with the excavator, kind of flowing down that hill there. I want to get this seeded soon, but I have to dig up all this disgusting landscaping because I'm going to have a concrete sidewalk put in there. I'll be doing all the forming. I just have to have someone come finish it. Sidetracked again. But it's going pretty well. As we got into the woods here, like I expected, got a little rooty. Got it all the way through. It gets pretty rooted up over here. It was a lot of roots popping. So I want to get the pipe stubbed all the way up to here, and then as I back the excavator out, then I'll backfill it all the way up, except for like the last 20 foot. 150 foot of 3/4 inch electrical PVC, schedule 40. This will be plenty sufficient for one Cat 6 line. Ideally, I'd love to put a bigger pipe in there just for any future use. There's 300 foot of it, and this stuff's pretty expensive. So right now I think I have like, I think it's like 10 bucks a stick, which is crazy. So I have like 300 bucks in conduit right here. Well, half of it right here. What I want to do is I'm going to glue these sticks together and just start pushing them through the trench pretty much. Just going to throw some tape over the end of it because we do not want to get dirt in here. Another thing to consider when you're running a communication line, particularly Cat 5 or Cat 6, is the rule of thumb is that you don't want to have a run any longer than 300 foot. Sometimes it's really close. In this situation, we're going to be at like 350 foot. Now, it's still going to work. It's just not ideal. You might lose a little bit of your bandwidth or speed, but it's not really a big deal for home Wi-Fi. When you get into longer runs, basically you're going to start getting into like fiber, and we're not going to be dealing with that crap. So I wish we had fiber to our house. And every time you connect a pipe, turn it vertical, shake it out. You do not want any debris in here because we are going to be sucking a line through this to pull it, because I don't have a 300 foot fish tape, and you typically don't use a fish tape that long anyway. You suck your lines in. Should be able to kind of feed it through as long as I keep an eye on it. Should be fine. Right there. Right there is a little iffy. I wheeled this out with the measuring wheel and it said 300 foot, like on the dot. Hopefully it was accurate. We will see. Like this is every bit of as long as that is. I hope I got enough pipe. Well, this is a cluster right here. Yeah. It's like a freaking cat crawling around in the freaking dirt. That's about as far as I wanted to take it. Right here. I'll leave this open. I can close this up, and then I can continue on, connect, whatever. All good. Naturally, I have to replace the GFI first. Nothing can just work the way I want it to redo everything. Well, this is the original GFI, that is for damn sure. So while I'm carving away at my house right here, I called a company to see what it would cost to restain all of these log timbers, fill in any of the cracks. They called it something, I forgot. What the hell are these 22 shells? Sure. Keep in mind, this cabin is really not that big. It's not that big at all. I was told that typically the houses that they perform that service on, which would be cleaning it, sealing the cracks, and then staining or sealing, anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. So it looks like I will be doing that project myself. Where I go, there's a freaking AC making noise. All right, I put the mic on this side, so hopefully it blocks out some of the air conditioning noise. See? there's a difference. Okay, I stayed up late last night and I got all of the conduit in, all the way out to the barn. I ripped out the old cable that was just temped in, laying on the ground, so that I could tie the conduit in to each end where it goes into the house and where it goes into the barn. And I backfilled all of it. I have a little bit left right here, but not a big deal. I want to get the new line right out so I can get that Wi-Fi up and running because I have cameras out there. Right here I have some pulling string or pulling line, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is made by Klein. There's all kinds of different manufacturers that make it. When I was an electrician, I used this stuff all the time. I always had this in my van. You can also get pull string that has footage markers on it. So you can pull that string through the conduit, get an exact footage of the wire that you need. So that when you order your wire, you don't have a bunch of excess wire, because wire's not cheap. Anyways, just a fun fact. We're gonna pull this jet line in through the conduit. An easy way to do it is with what's called a mouse. I had one, but I cannot find it. So another thing that we used to do is just wad up a little plastic bag, tape it to the line, suck it in. Now when I say suck it in, no, I'm not using my mouth. We're gonna use a vacuum. The most common one that you'll see for this system is made by Greenlee. It's got like a little rubber grommet on it where it seals up nice and tight to the conduit or raceway. I'm just using a regular shop vac because I don't have access to all those tools anymore. But I will leave links for the string, direct burial, Cat 6, and your regular non-plenum Cat 6 as well. And we'll have some more specialty tools that we'll be using at the end of the video. I'll have links for everything that we use here, so if you want to try this out, just make it a little bit easier for you. Yeah. Stuff was $44. Things I took for granted working for someone. 6,500 foot. Okay, there is my trench all backfilled all the way through the woods, and you can't even see the house from here, but that's a fun one. You'd be surprised how well that vacuum does. It'll suck this thing right in there. Typically you have someone on the end here feeding it. Damn gnats! They're pissing me off. Here we go, we got a little sandwich bag. Just gonna kind of wad this up. A little something like that. Just gonna shove that in the hole. Let's go suck this thing in. Now I get to run through the freaking woods. This is the joy of making YouTube videos right here. Back and forth with the damn cameras. I really need someone on the other end, because I have a feeling it's gonna get hung up. It works good, it'll suck it in quick. Run back to the other end, see what it's hung up on. Let's see if we can get her to go. Yeah. I don't know how much this came through. You can see it trying. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mess with this for a little bit. Like I said, this is really a two-man operation. So, all right, hopping on the Wind 1 E2. This company sent this thing out to me and wanted me to make some kind of an integrated video. I told them the e-bike videos are kind of overdone. I will say I use that thing all the time. Back and forth to the shop, zip around the trails with it. It's kind of like a motocross style bike. It's got the monoshock in the back and then it has forks in the front. There's no rebound at all, so it's just straight spring. So your ride quality isn't like totally awesome. And it's a 500 watt motor. It's got the pedal assist, so you can pedal it and it'll like assist you, or you can just hit the throttle you get up like a big hill or something, it really doesn't like the big hills. It'll kind of bog down. It does pretty good. It's like it goes like 28 miles an hour or something. I get to ripping pretty quick down the driveway. Oh, my finger's in the way. So I'll probably talk more about this thing in another video for maybe like a couple of minutes, but that's it. But most of these things are like $2,000. This one's only like 900 bucks. It's got some big old fat front tires on it. They're like 4 inches wide, but I'll leave links in the description. I think they're discount links. I don't know. Yeah, I think it is a discount link. So, but I just went back and forth with this freaking string line like 80 times, and it's a whole lot faster than that, and it's funner. Look at the camera. I told you. That thing's fun. Finally, about to lose my mind. I stuck a piece of copper on there and just kept twisting the fish tape. Finally tangled it up in there. It was a freaking nightmare. It kept getting hung up in the 90 right there. I just couldn't get it through that 90 with the vacuum. So we have a string from point A to point B. Finally, I'm gonna go tie off the Cat 6 and we should be able to pull it all the way over here. All right, I'm gonna set up a little jerry rig setup here. Try to get the reel right over the top. Another fun fact on any kind of a decent low voltage cable, and even some of your high voltage cable, they have foot markers on them every 2 feet. Typically it's going to start on 0 on the inside of the roll. 368 feet is what we have. Yeah, it's going to be real close, but that's all I got left. It is recommended to strip this out so that you can wrap the actual strands around the string. Otherwise, if you just tape it to it, it'll probably just slide right off. Now, we're going to use the string to pull the Cat 6 through there. This is a 3/4 inch line. Something else could go in this line one day. So good practice is to pull the string in. That way, if I ever want to pull something else in, I don't have to deal with that nightmare I just did. But I couldn't tell you how many times as an electrician, I didn't bring the freaking soap. Damn it. All right, I have to go get the dish soap. I need some lubricant in here. All right, I'm gonna use some Ajax, some budget Dawn, but it actually works really well for lubricant. Just shoot some in there. There we go. We'll go pull that in. Okay, now for the fun part. Typically a 2-man job, someone feeding it in. Otherwise I could just pull it like that off the reel. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get one of the girls to help me because this will take forever. Here's what I need you to do. I'm gonna be pulling the other end of this, okay? I'm gonna be pulling this wire in. So if I was pulling by myself, it's gonna slowly uncoil, okay? So what I want you to do is just go like this, okay? As I'm pulling, but don't let there get a big loop in there. As I'm pulling, just keep uncoiling it like this, all right? So when I get there, I'll yell, okay?
Where are you going?
I gotta go to the house. I'm gonna pull it all the way up to the house. Show me what you're gonna do. You might have to go a little faster than that, okay? If it gets tight, you're gonna need to go faster.
Can I come with you?
No.
Okay.
I'm taking the bike, actually.
Google's go closer. If he yells, tell me. Go closer so I know.
Ready, here I go!
Okay.
Faster! Faster!
Oh, we're going in now. I'm gonna do it that fast. Daddy coming. I don't know. No. Joseph! Lovely! Lovely! I actually do that thing. I'm not kidding. Tina, why'd you lie to him? Huh? Why'd you lie to Dozer?
Break! Brake! Brake! Is it locked? All right, good job. Is your first time driving by yourself?
Can I fly?
No, definitely not. Okay, the cable is finally in. 7 o'clock at night. I gotta say though, my two daughters, I don't want them to hear me, my two daughters are such good little helpers. The other day, they spent probably 4 hours with me shoveling up rocks and running them through my little makeshift screener. I didn't record any of it, I wish I would have, but anytime we ask them to do something, they are ready to do it, they're ready to help, and they want to help, so huge thanks to them. Honestly, I'd probably still be trying to pull this thing in if it wasn't for them. So thanks, girls. You're like little machines. Some of you are probably wondering, does your AC run all day long? Pretty much, kind of a piece of shit. I do have a brand new one. I just have to install it still, and furnace. We're gonna get all the slack that we need. I don't need much in here because it's gonna go right in and it's gonna tie into a little Cisco switch, and the other end is gonna tie right into the wireless router. We'll shove each end in there. I'm gonna get everything closed up, and then we can strip the ends out and put on our little RJ45 jacks. Okay, my router is up here. Everything was working. I just wanted to bury it because I hit it once already. Eventually this is all gonna be redone and cleaned up. This is just totally temporary. So here is the old cable. Still good. Now we're gonna throw an end on this thing. I only need to show you how to do it once. First off, I have my crimping tool. This is used with the RJ45 jacks. You plug them in and you crimp them. I'll leave a link for this in the description. They're not that expensive, but you kind of need one. This is the better version of it right here by Klein Tools. I have kind of a low voltage kit that I keep here. Here. Next, we're gonna need some RJ45 jacks, and you wanna make sure that they're good for Cat 6. All right, so here's our RJ45 jack. What I'm gonna do here, you can do with any kind of jumper wire. If you need like a little 6-foot piece for your computer or something, you can make your own Ethernet cables. And I always have a little cheat sheet. Where the hell is it? Oh, son of a bitch. You're just gonna score the outside jacket a little bit, and then you can typically bend it over and break it. Come on, baby. There you go. This particular style cable has a string in it. This is actually a string that you can pull on. It'll actually cut through the jacket. You see that? So you can pull on it and it'll strip out the jacket, and then you can just peel it right off. That way there's no chance of you scoring the copper. So there's two different types of schemes. So there's A scheme and B scheme. Okay, so right here you can see the A scheme and B scheme. And the way you're gonna do that is just like it's shown in the picture, with the pins facing up. That's where they drive into the copper and actually pierce it. In all reality, all this video really is how to make an Ethernet cable. Everything else is just plug and play and digging a trench and putting the cable in a pipe. And that's really all there is to it, but maybe it'll help someone. Maybe no one cares. Direct burial cable has another jacket. You're not normally gonna see that. You gotta be really careful with that jacket. Now we have like a little divider inside there. Not all cables have them, but most Cat 6 cables will have that. Clip that off. All right, so there we are with our 4 pairs. We got our orange, orange, white, green, green, white, blue, blue, white, brown, brown, white. So we're gonna untwist these suckers, pinch them, kind of straighten them out. I'll tell you what, when you do about 50 of these terminations in a day, the tips of your fingers will be freaking raw. Now, if you're colorblind, you might be because this part's important. So you're gonna take your B scheme wiring, and basically what I like to do is I just kind of pinch them with my fingers. I take my orange white, then my orange is next, and I want them all to be nice and tight to each other. My green white, blue, blue white, green, brown white, and brown. Right there at the bottom, how they're all nice and tight and really close to where it comes out of the jacket. That's important because now we want to hold that form and we are going to cut them all nice and straight. See how short they are? We're going to have the pins facing up, the orange white on the left, and we're going to slide those things, and they should just kind of slide right into their little slots. It's really going to be hard to see on camera, I'm sure, but it's very important that you make sure that all of those conductors made it all the way to the tip of it. You should be able to kind of see them if you look at it from the top. Once you got that in there, then you can go ahead and you're going to stick this into your crimper and then crimp it. And what that does is it drives these little copper pins, it drives it into that jacket so it actually pierces the copper of the cable itself. And that's it, that thing's on there. And now I can take this and plug it into the router, the input of the router. WAN. I'll plug it into the WAN port. Well, that looks like shit, but I want to get it working tonight. Now I'm gonna go to the house side, put that RJ45 jack on. I'll plug that into one of the outputs of the router in the house, and then we should have internet out here.
Better shut the ring off. The Keystone Girl is running around the property right now. All right, I got everything hooked up at the house, so we should have Wi-Fi out here. Of course, we can see that we have Wi-Fi on the phone here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have internet connection. You can see we pulled up the Spicer Designs YouTube channel. Great channel, by the way. And that's what you're going to want to do to test it. You're going to want to pull up the Spicer Designs YouTube channel, and then to be sure it works, you'll want to click subscribe. And if it subscribes you to the channel, then you know that your Wi-Fi is working. I know it seems kind of weird, but it's actually how you're supposed to do it. I got crappy internet, so it takes a little while to load. But then you can just breeze through them, see what you like, maybe watch a couple of videos, correct a keystone, and enjoy your night. Now this is going to sound confusing, but I just posted a video yesterday. I've already dug this trench. It's already in the Cat 6. It's already in, obviously. We're at the end of this video. I mentioned that I was going to be doing this project in the video I posted today. I'm already confusing myself. Anyways, I had some good suggestions from some of the viewers. One of them was JC Wren. Seems like a smart guy. He's always providing some good suggestions. Even though I'm an electrician and I've installed a ton of this communication cable and done all kinds of communication work, doesn't mean that I'm an expert with all of the different devices and crap that you can get for these systems. So JC Wren said, hey, since that footage is over 300 foot, you should really think about using a fiber, which I did consider a fiber, but I thought for just being shop Wi-Fi, I really wasn't too worried about it. It's likely going to be sufficient for what I need out here. Since I have that 3/4 inch conduit in there, I always will have the option to pull a fiber in, even alongside that Cat 6. There's plenty of room in there. He also suggested putting lightning arresters on each end, or I'm not sure exactly how they get set up, but installing lightning arresters to this as well, just to protect equipment and your routers and all that stuff. So even though I didn't do that in this video, there's a good chance that I'm going to go ahead and purchase the lightning arrestor. In the future, I would say I'll probably think about pulling a fiber out here. I'll have to see how the Wi-Fi performs once I get the Starlink. And he also provided me with a link where it's got like a converter where you can run your fiber into it and then run Ethernet out. So I'll provide links for the lightning arrestor and that little fiber converter down in the description as well. So that's going to wrap this one up. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please think about subscribing. I know realistically it was just me digging a trench and putting pipe in it and throwing a wire in there, but for some people, they may not know where to start, and this might help you. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, shit. I did charge that. It's charged. Let me put my freaking tools away. Indie Farm Life. Great channel. Big pond guy. He loves his pond and his case. Yeah. Installing something and actually dog